Joshua Pierce, everybody. Wearing a jacket I could not pull off. Thanks everyone very much for coming. Thanks to Wakery for having us. What a great spot, huh? You guys having fun? Always love the vibes in here. Been coming here for a few months doing open mics. Love these storefront windows. Got a nice old-timey feel. I was walking downtown a few weeks ago. Saw my own reflection in a storefront window. Now I've got a deviated septum, which means I can't breathe through my nose. So when I walk around, I gotta keep my mouth open in order to breathe. I got a glimpse for the first time in 28 years of what people see whenever I'm walking toward them. Horrifying. Horrifying. I look like I'm impersonating Mitch McConnell giving a speech the entire time. And I'm moving towards it. It's not great. So that's not great. I do have some exciting news, though. I'm gonna be a dad. Yeah. One day. I don't know when, I don't know who, but one day. Got a lot of family here tonight, in case you're wondering where they're located. They're the group of people that collectively had a heart attack when they heard me say I might be having a kid. That's where they're located. But I got the COVID vaccine, so I can't have kids. Not a big drug guy, but I've gotten 12 COVID vaccines in the last 2 weeks. No one knows what's going into that, but what a rush. I am looking forward to having kids one day, whenever that time may come, with whoever, making memories with them. I was having a conversation with my friends about this recently, and a lot of people don't know what their first memory is on this planet, which I think is interesting, because I remember mine perfectly. I had an interesting childhood. My first memory on this planet, I was 3.5 years old at my parents' house in Wisconsin, on the basement, on the floor, and my first memory is glass shattering and people screaming at the top of their lungs. Now that can only mean one thing. Stone Cold Steve Austin had just come into the arena, and he was about to help Mankind beat The Rock in the main event of Monday Night Raw. So that's my first memory as a human being on this planet. From that moment, I've been hooked on professional wrestling ever since. Now, in order to have a kid, you have to have sex with a woman, at least what my middle school health teacher taught me. And as I just said, I'm a huge professional wrestling fan, and I wear professional wrestling shirts regularly. So opportunities to have sex with women are few and far between. So you gotta make the most of them when they appear. So I was on a date with this girl, and it was going well, and we came back to my apartment, and she had never been there before. So I was giving her a tour. I was showing her the living room, the bathroom, and then we got to the bedroom, and I turned the lights on. Stay with me. And we looked at the bed, and I'm thinking, hey, this is going all right. She's thinking, why does a grown man have a WWF commentary from 1998 on his bed? So we're both looking at the bed, and she's looking at it and thinking, look at all these tall, handsome, ripped, jacked men that are grappling with each other, the ultimate display of testosterone. And she looks to the left, I'm gonna jump in bed with the scrawny referee. Needless to say, WrestleLabia did not happen that night. We tried. But I have had some nice dates around town. I've been in Springfield about a year. Went on a great date with this gal last summer. Met up for coffee in the afternoon. Then we went and got dinner. Went to her friend's birthday party. I'm like, this is great. Now it's 9 p.m. The night's winding down. She says, hey, do you want to come back close to my place and go for a walk through Washington Park? I was stunned. Everything I had learned up until this point in my life. Women are terrified of going to parks at night because men are going to kill them. Here she is, inviting me to go to the park with her at night. This must be going well. I then thought, if I'm not going to kill her, is she going to kill me? Now, this epiphany didn't occur to me until we were already a few minutes into our walk, and I didn't want to be rude and leave, so I proceeded cautiously. We got to the point in our walk where she asked the inevitable question that a woman will ask, hey, if there's a guy with a knife behind that tree over there, and he comes around and he tries to attack us, what are you going to do to protect me? I said, well, it's 2023. What are you going to do to protect me? She did not like that answer. She was hoping our relationship was going to assume the more traditional gender roles. We continued on our walk, and she texted me that night, I don't think we're as compatible as I thought. We haven't seen each other since. That'd be a lesson to you all. So I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to meet more women. I'm trying to make myself more attractive. The way I'm doing that is I'm going to the gym. So I was at the gym recently, and it's a place where men and women go to pump iron. I don't know who this iron guy is, but he sounds like a very popular and lucky guy. So I'm at the gym and have an interesting exchange. There's a guy who just sets a new PR on the bench press. And there's another guy that comes up to him and says, hey man, you're moving a lot of weight. Are you on steroids? He grins. He blushes a little bit. He said, no, I'm not, but thank you very much. So then I had an interesting thought as I put my pink 5-pound dumbbells down. I said, I think steroids are probably the only drug you can accuse someone of being on and have them take it as a compliment. You can't see a woman halfway across the street with scabs on her face and 3 teeth. Hey Janet, nice smile, hitting the meth? You expect a positive response. It's just not right. Now, I'm not using steroids. I'm too cheap. My balls are too small anyway. Don't get any help. So I'm going the more traditional routes, meal planning and prepping, and I'm reading a lot of studies and research about that. So one of the things I found was on portion control. The study I was reading, it was talking about for a pizza, if you cut the pizza into triangle slices compared to square pieces, it'll appear bigger. So if you're trying to lose weight, eat a triangle piece of pizza, you make it seem like you ate more than what you actually did, you'll lose weight. I then kept on reading studies, and it talked about the upward trend of murder and kidnappings that are happening in this country. What a crazy world we're living in. And I'm trying to be prepared. What's going to happen if I'm ever kidnapped and murdered? So I put myself in that situation. If this ever happens, and this kidnapper murderer is going to ask me a question, this guy, or woman, it's 2024, they asked me a question. All right, what's your dying wish? All right, well, really wish you let me go. I got a feeling they're not going to respond to all of that, probably not how they operate, but they'll cut me some slack. It's my first time being killed. They'll give me a second try. Like, all right, well, my dying wish, how I'm going to go out. If you're going to chop me up into little pieces, please, 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 cut my dick into triangles. Let it look big just one time. Let me go in style. Even if I'm not around to see it, let it look big one time. All right, folks, I've been Zach Goggins. Let's welcome Joshua Pierce back up here. Thank you very
much. Keep it going for Zach Goggins, everybody.